What's up, you guys? It's Steve here, and big news coming out this morning as we're getting word that executive orders are going to be issued by President Joe Biden today to reallocate existing money, unused funds, for more federal assistance. And this is your breaking news stimulus check update and Build Back Better update. Now, if this sounds very familiar to you, it might be because a lot of people have been calling on President Joe Biden to do this for quite some time for stimulus checks. And for those of you that follow me here on the channel, you already know that we covered this just a couple days ago, just at the end of January, that unspent funds color debate over additional pandemic relief. And we're hearing that, take a look at this, you guys. Of the $5.7 trillion in fiscal support that Congress had provided since early 2020, about $800 billion, $800 billion remain unspent and uncommitted, according to the Committee for a Responsible Federal Budget, a think tank, and those figures are reported to lag a little bit. So you guys, $800 billion, just to clarify, that could provide a fourth and a fifth $1,400 stimulus check on a federal level. Now, via executive order, the president cannot issue out more funds. Congress holds the power of the purse. However, if funds have already been allocated and they're unused, he can reallocate funds and send out more stimulus, kind of like what we saw with former President Donald Trump, who reallocated existing FEMA funds to provide 3 to 6 weeks of additional $300 payments for the unemployed through that LWA program. Now, there was a lot of controversy. It's a very gray area, the president reallocating funds. However, he did it, and there were no challenges, and it went through. What we're hearing is President Joe Biden might be able to do something similar. And a lot of people are saying, can you please take this unused money, reallocate it? It's not going to be adding to the debt. It's already been issued, just hasn't been touched. And that is what we're seeing today with these executive orders. Now, President Joe Biden might want to do something, because what we're hearing is that this week, his approval ratings have hit an all-time low, have dipped under 40%. I'm going to be giving you the details. And we're hearing a lot of that is caused due to everything that's unfolded through his presidency. But also this week, we have the breaking news of more inflation, incredible inflation, to the point that the Federal Reserve said that they're going to be issuing a closed-door emergency meeting to discuss how we're going to be combating this inflation that is at a 40-year high. It is growing rapidly, and we're seeing across the board prices going up in the grocery stores, at the gas pumps, all over. And also, due to this, we're hearing more calls, more pushes for stimulus checks. They're saying, listen, we're trying to get through this. Please provide more additional support, because we can't afford to live when inflation is at 7.5%. So you guys, I'm going to dive into all the details, get you caught up on executive orders, what people are calling for, stimulus checks, everything unfolding this morning, you guys. But before we dive in, if you could do me a quick favor, just takes a second. If you appreciate the updates, if you could just smash that like button, just takes a second, helps me out a ton. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Also, leave your comments, share this out. If this is your first time here and you want to stay up to date on economic news, totally free to do so. All you got to do to come join the Ram fam is smash that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell, and if you got any specific questions for me, I'm easy to get a hold of directly. All you got to do is hop onto Instagram, shoot me a DM at SteveRam3. And if you're interested in learning about growing wealth and personal finance, consider joining the second channel, Steve Ram Finance. I'll pin a comment down below with a link. Click it, you can go subscribe, turn on notifications, keep an eye out for content on personal finance. But with that being said, you guys, let's go ahead and dive right in. All right, so first up, link in the description below to the executive orders that are going to be issued today that are right down the lines of what people would like to see President Joe Biden do for stimulus checks. Now, the article says that Biden is going to split $7 billion in frozen funds between 9/11 victims and Afghanistan humanitarian aid. Now, just to clarify, this is not tapping into the $800 billion that's left over from stimulus. I had a lot of people asking me this morning. This is something different, and even if it was, it's merely a drop in the bucket, as this is $7 billion, and what's left over is $800 billion. So this is not even 1% of what we have available. Now, President Joe Biden will sign executive orders Friday, allowing $7 billion in frozen assets from Afghanistan's central bank to be distributed for humanitarian assistance in the country and to victims of the September 11th terrorist attacks, according to U.S. officials. Now, the funds held in the U.S. were frozen following the collapse of the central government in Kabul in August. Now, half of the remaining assets, $3.5 billion, will go toward providing relief inside the country where fears of mass starvation have taken hold in the months since the Taliban took over. Now, the remaining $3.5 billion will be made available for terror victims who have been fighting in court for compensation using the frozen funds. Their claims still will be litigated in court. The New York Times was the first to report on Biden's plans for executive orders today. All right, now I got a quick question for you. If President Joe Biden were to issue executive orders for stimulus checks, reallocating existing funds from that $800 billion and provide a fourth check or maybe even a fourth and a fifth check, would that change your mind about his performance? Or do you think that it's too far gone, too little too late, and that you already disapprove of President Joe Biden? Let me know your thoughts, you guys, but we're hearing that this is the opinion of a lot of people across the board as we're seeing articles coming out like this. Biden average approval rating dips below 40% for the first time. This just came out yesterday, and you guys, we're hearing that this is really, really bad, and this is also coming out right after we're getting news of this record-breaking inflation, worst we've seen in 40 years. Now, the article says that President Biden's approval rating in a key average, major polls dropped below 40% this week. Now, jumping down, it says that it hit 39.8% on Wednesday, and 54.4% of people disapprove of the president's performance. Now, jumping down, it also says that Biden's popularity has even dipped below that of his predecessor, former President Donald Trump, who finished his 4 years in office with an average approval rating of 41.1%, according to the RCP. So right now, they're saying that Biden is disliked more than former President Donald Trump. Now, the abysmal ratings come as the White House continues to grapple with soaring inflation. And as I mentioned to you, we had breaking news coming out on that. Joe Manchin had something to say about that and Build Back Better, rising gas prices, the pandemic, and also surging crime in big cities. So right now, looks like he's got to do something. Midterm elections are this year, and if he wants to continue his presidency when he hits that 4-year mark, he's got to make some changes. He's got to do something. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And also, let's talk about checks. Take a look at these headlines, you guys. So nearly 60% of Americans disapprove of Biden's job performance, according to polls. Another one that just recently came out, inflation haunts the Biden economy. And also, you guys, stimulus checks. Calls for stimulus checks grows as grocery prices keep rising. This just came out yesterday. And what they're saying is, listen, you've got all that existing funds there. Maybe issue out some more checks that'll help out your approval rating. That'll help out people with this 7.5% inflation. Don't issue new money, new debt like Joe Manchin's saying, but just take the existing allocated funds and issue out stimulus checks. Let me know your thoughts, you guys. But right now we're hearing that something needs to be done, and we're dealing with inflation, and we're still dealing with trying to finish up this pandemic. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. So you guys, that is the latest on executive orders, breaking news coming out about inflation, where things stand with negotiations in Congress. I will keep you up to date here on the channel. We just saw President Joe Biden issue executive orders, or they're going to be doing it today, and he's doing it for other funds for $7 billion. We'll see if maybe he can do that for the $800 billion in leftover stimulus provisions. Now, whatever unfolds, I'll keep you up to date here on the channel. And as always, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. If you made it this far and you haven't already, don't forget, take a quick second to smash the like button if you appreciate the updates. Helps out my channel a ton. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Also, leave your comments, share this out. If this is your first time here and you want to stay up to date, totally free to come join the Ram fam. All you got to do, hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell. If you got any specific questions for me, hop on to Instagram, shoot me a DM at SteveRam3, and consider joining the second channel, Steve Ram Finance, to learn about growing wealth and personal finance. But with that being said, you guys, I hope this reaches you well, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.